Hi there, this is Shakti, the founder of Spiritual Alignment. I'm coming live at you. Today is the day 21 of my 365 day life challenge, and I wanted to talk about a really important topic which I think we need to discuss and really be aware of because it's not talked about enough. So, um, the question of the day is which strategy is the best for growing your business? And there's a lot of strategies, different mix of strategies out there. I think a lot of businesses are solving for the same thing, is how to reach their customers, and that's, I think, one of the very expensive problems out there. And the conversation often comes, which strategy is the best? And I want to say to you that strategy is a strategy. Strategy is a very neutral tool, a framework to set your business around. There is no one right, there's no one wrong. It's just a tool. It's just like a framework, a process that you can adopt however you want and make it work. For example, there's a lot of judgment out in the world around is this best, is that worse, is this, like, I would never do this. Like, you will see a lot of people talk about cold email and cold DMing, and that's so horrible and it's just the worst thing to do. Why would you even spend your time doing that? And yet, there are people who actually grow their business by cold emailing people and cold DMing people. There are a lot of people out there who don't do any of this, and they just grow by referrals. I was one of them. The way I grew my business, especially in the initial stages, by not doing anything, no marketing except for delivering kick-ass client sessions and doing some really amazing work, and clients kept referring me to people they knew. There was like that's how I actually grew my first 100,000 200,000 revenue, and it worked just fine, and if you ask me, that's all I knew at that point. This is all I was willing to do, I was comfortable doing. And if you did share this with somebody else, they would totally judge me and say, well, that's so, naive and dumb and blah 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 blah. Right? But this is how I was manifesting my success. There's a lot of opinion about, are ads good? Are they not good? It There is just a lot of judgment, and this creates a great deal of restrictiveness and set of rigid rules on what you should do. Now, what I want to say to you is that the judgment that a lot of people have and the society have around one strategy or the other is not the truth. It's judgment. And, making decision based on what people think is right or wrong is just wasted energy, because ultimately what happens in your business depends on you and what you value. How do you see yourself succeeding? What is a path of least resistance and most ease for you? So when you see others or hear others talk about all kinds of things in a very opinionated way, I want to invite you to walk away from that, because it's just their judgment of a strategy that can be so neutral. The other aspect of this, it's so important, is that whatever strategy you have has to be in complete resonance with you. It has to feel so aligned with you in your heart that anytime you execute on that strategy, it delivers the result that you want. It delivers you, because ultimately this is an energetic game, right? It's whatever you're willing to so validate, feel so confident about, be willing to so validate, kind of see yourself like, holy crap, I did this, like look at this, like what I've created. Like that stage, that feeling inside you is what creates success. Success needs your confidence. Success needs your power. Success needs your validation. Knowing what you're doing is so right in your heart. And that's where your discernment is so important. Discernment is really your ability to know what is your path and what isn't, what is true for you and what is just noise out there. Most successful businesses go through the same exercise. And yes, at some point you will run an ad on TV, you will run an ad on a radio, you will run a Google ad, you will run social media ads. You're going to do a lot, right? But in these initial stages, doing what feels so aligned to you right now is important to stay track on that. There are a lot of people out there who have broken $1 million marks, multi-million dollar marks just through ads. That's what they do day in and day out. Every single day, they just run ads, and that delivers them the result that they're looking for. There are so many people who are just completely not pro ads, and they go with creating some really powerful content, and they become multimillionaire just through the power of their content, and they believe in organic marketing so much. And the reason I'm sharing both examples with you is that they weren't really looking at as a wrong or just going organic is wrong. They were willing to actually go on a path which felt easy and aligned for them. And that is my invitation to you, because the best strategy to grow your business depends on the value system you hold, the process that you truly value and can get behind with your confidence. And when you do that, it's not a problem, it's not hard to reach people you want to work with. When it's not aligned, then you're hustling, trying to make something work that is not in alignment with you. And when things are not in alignment with you, energy doesn't lie. When strategies and your actions are not in alignment with you, they don't produce results. They don't create results. The body's going to close down. The growth is going to be sabotaged. And it's so important to be super intentional on what is it that you want to do in your business to bring more clients and more income in. That being said, I want to just and there's so many people who make money, lots of money, $1 million just by Facebook group, right? There's so many ways. There are people who grow their business by really honing in on community leadership, by really being a leader in their community, and that grows their business. There's so many ways of growing the business. Referral is so good, so good. And I know how good it is. It's so effortless, easy, because I've grown through referrals. My whole business growth initially came from referrals, and that worked out really well. So there's no right or wrong answer here, but finding your way and just being so clear and intentional about what your way is in reaching your people is gonna make things so much easier, so that you don't have to feel constantly pulled into 10 different directions. This is my path, I'm going for it, and this is what I am calling forward, because that is what energy loves. Energy loves your confidence. Money loves your confidence. And the more clear you are internally, the easier it gets to find people and work with the people you want to work with. So that being said, this is such an important conversation, because I always see people wanting one thing, but they're going about it in a whole different way because somebody else is doing it and it's the latest trend. And that just creates such misalignment in energy and easily block us from getting the results. And this is why the first thing I do, I have these launch blueprint calls, the wealth accelerator calls, where we are putting together a launch blueprint for your business. And the first thing I ask is very deep, like value questions. right? Everybody's manifesting money in a very different way. The kind of money I want is going to be so different than the kind of money you want and how you want it, right? Some people like predictable income. They want to know where their next you know, payment is coming from, what they need to cover. That predictability is what they thrive on. And some people don't like that. That just takes the fun out of making money, and they want magic money and manifested money and the money that just comes and surprise and delights them and just take them to a place of like sheer gratitude in your heart, in their heart, right? And those are very two different, very two very different people we're talking about. And that's why the first thing I do when I talk to people on these calls, on the Wealth Accelerator call, is to really understand what is your value, what just excites you so much. Because when we align, create a business and align it on our excitement, it becomes so much easier to actually grow it, versus creating a business because your coach said that or because other people are doing it. That just takes the life out of the actions, and that's when people have the hardest time actually doing anything, growing their business or seeing results. So the first step, knowing what your values are and being clear on what how you want to make money and what strategy is most aligned for you to do that. And I can help you do all of this by just simply 30 minutes of your time, you and I sitting together, going through some of the questions I have and helping you see how you can take exactly what you're doing. You don't have to do anything different, just by exactly what you're doing already, by really like taking that wisdom deeper, how you can actually make more money. And this can be so simple. It does not have to be such a hard pursuit. And if this calls you, my invitation is open for you. Would love to chat with you and see how I can support you. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our day 22, which I'm super excited about. But for now, this is all I have. Take good care of you. Bye.